Pierre, you with us?
I think I am.
Let's go, dude.
Yo,
Let's
You
go.
know what?
How are
I'm
you
just
guys?
gonna leave the edification of Mercy because he knows these mentors better than anyone. So, Mercy, you want to introduce Pierre for us?
dude, I love to introduce Pierre, man. First off, was an easy pick. I don't even know why I didn't approach you to be a mentor first. I was under the impression you might not be down, and that's probably why I didn't initially approach you with it. But Pierre started as a contributor. But let me tell you, I actually was in probably like the first 1,000 transactions of COLLAT. I was a very active trader in the pump fund ecosystem for teams that were launching utility coins on chain. I grossly followed that whole meta, not just like AI, but all utility coins, all project coins. Like I was probably like transaction 16 in KOL scan. Like I really tracked every single utility coin that launched at that time. It's an absolute animal. COLLAT launched. Oh my god, I remember watching that launch. I remember missing the initial run of it. I faded, bought in, sold a local top. Regretted it so fucking bad. I remember regretting that so bad, bro. So for anybody who doesn't know, Pierre is building Collateralize, which is a RWA, and I would say just and for anyone who doesn't know, RWA is part of ICM. All things tokenized on chain is ICM. RWA just being a precursor, just like how AI was a precursor to like this broader subject. Pierre's building an RWA launchpad. They actually have some really cool launches coming up very, very soon. Super stoked to get the DAO involved with those as well. But essentially, Pierre was one of the few people that was able to successfully launch in the pump fund era. A lot of Believe app founders are very coddled. I'm going to say that, and this might be a little unpopular opinion. The amount of support the Believe app ecosystem has here for like utility coins, bar none. No other ecosystem. Maybe Virtuals has it, but because they're so centralized, right? But like bar none for permissionless launchpads, Believe app founders are the most coddled, most supported founders. This guy Pierre launched in Pump Fund where there was like nothing. There was no utility trader ecosystem. There's no streams to talk about this on. There's no spaces to join. Like he's sitting at a 90 million market cap, hoping Frank D. Gods brings him up on space just to be able to talk about what he's doing. So Pierre had to build his own distribution channels for basically built the rails for early stage ICM teams because of collateralized success. One of the goals when we select mentors is we really want to select people who fair launch, who understand what it's like to ship a token that reaches these crazy market caps. High market cap doesn't mean less problems. It means more problems. For a lot of people don't know this stuff, but you know he's going to be such an amazing mentor to help guide new ICM founders and help them really set expectations for tokenization and token launch day. Plus, I mean, you've gone through the iterations of a launchpad. You guys have gone through the iterations of like tokenizing on chain for other products too, which makes you extremely valuable. But yeah, obviously Pierre, founder of Collateralize, doing some really amazing stuff, and that's why we chose him for a mentor.
Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you. That was a nice intro, and I didn't know you were like part of the first transactions on COLLAT, so I'm glad to know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So just to add a little bit on that, so we essentially built Rise in 2024. We launched early 2025, somewhere around the end of January, beginning of January, sorry. And so yeah, we had like this kind of like crazy momentum where we essentially built an app, right, that is fully dedicated for RWAs, where you can buy and sell RWAs starting with €1 in essentially like a few seconds. And the promise of that was enabling anyone that is not crypto native to be able to use that platform. So I like to give this example where I got my grandma buying some Ondo shares. She doesn't know nothing about RWA. Like she only uses FaceTime on her phone, so that was a good win for us. Just showing that it's now possible to have RWAs accessible
Grandma
to
liquidity. I love it.
Yeah, man. That was the grandma on crack test.
We need the grandma liquidity to start coming on chain for sake of our bags. Get them all.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really kind of like the first iteration, right? Having this mobile app where you can trade, and in the back end we have built also our own layer 1 that is EVM compatible. So all of this is really like centered around simplifying the UX. And so like a few months after that, I met the super team lead for Europe, Arthur, who's been super supportive, but also very stoked about what we've been building. And he was like, "Hey guys, you guys have good stuff, so try to build something on Solana." So we were like, "Hey, yeah, we'll try and do that." And so the good point for that was essentially kind of like building this during the hackathon, right? So we started building this RWA launchpad, for which the concept is very unique. Essentially, what we do is essentially kind of like providing this bonding curve, right? And once you reach the target bonding for specific assets, could be, you know, Pokemon cards, could be equity, could be anything that is tangible and real, or, you know, equities or stuff like that. Once you reach the bonding, well, we do the acquisition of the collateral assets, and then people can trade the digital representation of that. So kind of like having this, the assets secured in collateral, but also having also the capacity to be like fully liquid in DeFi. So yeah, we built kind of like the version 1 of that. We had like a few things to update, and super excited to be working on the V2 that will come out in 5 days. So super stoked on that. So that is about Collateralize. And the reason also we're here is because of ICM.RAM. And I think, you know, there's a lot brewing in this ICM ecosystem. And I'm just super stoked to see kind of like the traction that is being built around that. I think, you know, great projects will come out of that. You know, having this incubated by ICM.RAM, and then, you know, essentially have those projects or asset listed on various launchpad is definitely going to be an interesting move, and just overall a very good thing for the ICM community on Solana. So yeah, I'm just super stoked. Looking forward to working with everyone in the community. You know, other mentors, contributors, but also people who are just generally interested in participating to the ecosystem. So yeah, super stoked on that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think Ahmed says it best when it comes down to it, Pierre. You're like the ICM godfather or the Leonardo da Vinci of ICM, right? No one was doing it before you, and you kind of trailblazed with COLLAT. So having you, you know, onboard as a mentor for ICM.run is just a much bigger than most people realize. So I mean, that's awesome. I guess the next question would be, what are the type of projects you're really keen or interested in, you know, helping mentor, helping invest? Like, is it strictly RWA? Is it going to be something else? Like, what are you keen on?
I mean, like generally speaking, we're just very open to everything that we can do. Is like our platform is just very open to essentially like capital raising for different asset classes, whether it's, you know, RWAs, but also things that could go a bit beyond that. But I think, you know, we'll, like all of us are essentially building the foundation for what ICM is. And, you know, like Solana, I think we'll all agree, is essentially becoming the new NASDAQ, right? So what is going to be on that rails? We still have to figure it out. But what we want to do, at least from the collateral standpoint, is ensuring that we support the ecosystem and that we can build with it and grow with it for everybody that's inside, and making as much as collaboration that we can. I mean, that's just our mentality, making bridges, ensuring that the ecosystem can benefit as a whole, and yeah, just keep accelerating.
I mean, this is maybe a dumb question, but like, do you think ICM is the future of on-chain finance, and is that where we're headed?
Well, it's. I mean, I believe so. But then, you know, we'll still have to see, because like it's so new that you could have like some downfalls. You could have some massive opportunities. It's just so new that it's hard to say. But I mean, what is certain is that now you can have any asset class in the world traded on like DeFi markets in literally seconds. So I mean, the amount of use cases that you can have from that is absolutely massive. So yeah, I think we just have to figure out the best model, because like every asset class will have its own, I would say, tokenomic or like
Exactly.
structure or all of that. There's no like one platform that will rule them all. I think like every like asset will have its own distribution strategy, will have its own collateral strategy as well, and also its own community, right? And so if you put all of that together, I think we'll have some extremely interesting use cases in the coming weeks and months. And so, yeah, I'm just super stoked to be participating on that. And obviously, we'll help founders that want to incubate with us, or founders who have assets that are looking to be tokenized. We're here, right? And we're also here to make good partners as well in the ecosystem. So yeah, we're just all in on that.
I think that's an awesome perspective. I think you and Mercy and us on MCG also share that perspective of there's no one size shoe that's going to fit all feet. And each token is going to be unique in the sense that what works for them might not work for someone else, and vice versa. So I love that take. It is pushing to 11, so I think I'm going to have Mercy just kind of start briefing us on what's about to kick off here shortly. But Pierre, man, it was a
Thank you
pleasure
guys
talking to you.
for the invite. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
We're
nice
gonna
to
be
meet
hanging.
you. We would love to have you on the show properly sometime as well. So we've followed COLLAT on the run from 9 million to 80 million. So our show viewers were a part of that huge move. Called it on the Microcap Gem Show, but we'd love to have you on sometime.
Definitely. I mean, we're launching next week at the V2, so I think we'll have some very good time frames to have those discussions. So yeah, let's keep in touch. I'll be happy to do that.
Awesome.
Thank you,
and
guys.
we'll be on all day, just hanging out. If you ever feel like bumping up and just chatting,
Sounds good.
feel free. Thanks, Pierre.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Pierre.